What is going on, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we've got another deck profile. This time we're looking at something crazy spicy. I know we've had stuff like Strikers and Orcus and like not the most spicy deck profiles. They have some spice in them, but generally as decks go, they're not the craziest. But Rose Dragons is something that is extremely interesting to me. I thought since their new support in Cross Rose Dragon, you know, they're a pretty cool deck to look into, and there's also a little story behind me building this deck, and that I think is pretty cool. So long story short, my best friend in the entire world, he played with me when we were kids. We played Yu-Gi-Oh together, and he wasn't really into. He just kind of fell out of the game. It was fine. It wasn't his passion, which is fine. But I've still played up until now. And then I told him, listen, man, if you want to play with us ever, because he's still friends with a lot of the other people that I duel with, I was like, listen, I can build you a deck. I can teach you the basics of Yu-Gi-Oh. We can make it a deck that you like, that's tailored to you, and then we can go at it, and we can still duel just like the old days. So this is built for him. This is all for him, and he likes Rose Dragons. That's the deck that he thought was the dopest, so that's the background story here. The other thing I wanted to mention before we get into the deck profile, though, is that this is a tough deck to build. There's not a lot of stuff online for it, not a lot of deck profiles that are like crazy amazing in my opinion, or that I personally liked. But pretty much, this was like a cross. I had the tough time balancing maintaining this deck's identity and that it's still Rose Dragons, still feels like Rose Dragons, but also making it good enough to be able to compete with like a lot of other decks in the game right now. So you'll see that balance is like I'm trying to meet that with a lot of stuff in the deck, and we'll talk about that at certain points. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this stuff. So starting off with the Rose cards, we've got 3 copies of White Rose, 3 copies of Red Rose, and 3 copies of Rose Girl. These two just get you to Hulk, and then like can get you a little bit further. That's like the main thing there. Rose Girl is just like a really good extender. White Rose is a good extender. Pretty much plain and simple, these are just your Rose cards. They're good. I mean, they're good. Like, she's awesome, actually. I really like her. And I think, like, if Rose Dragons ever got more support, she could be one of, like, the best cards in the deck, straight up. Just in terms of, like, being an extender, but also, like, a recursion card. So, really cool. And then, you know, you can do combos with them. I'll show you the main combo that I like to do at the end. That doesn't even involve them, but we'll get to that. All right, and then for the rest of the plant stuff, we're looking at 3 copies of Lone Fire, 3 copies of Orphan Scorpio, and then obviously the Darlingtonia Cobra. Just great. Like, I'll show you the combo at the end of the video. That's like one of these plus any extender can get you like a pretty cool board. And we'll get to that later, but they're just really good starters. Never want to draw the Darlingtonia Cobra. It's terrible. The last plant we play in the main is Spore, just a good extender from Grave. Really good there. And then for the Hulk plays, just so you can facilitate those, Jet Synchron, and then the O-Lion. I didn't want to commit too much else to the main deck to make those plays possible, but I still wanted enough to where, you know, the deck could do some pretty substantial stuff. So just those 2. Then for the hand traps, because again, this is a format where if you don't have hand traps and you go second, especially a deck like this, that's like kind of combo oriented, you just like lose. If like you go second, you don't draw a hand trap versus so much stuff. So we're playing 10, and also this is like a budget version because, like I said, I'm building this for like my best friend. So you know, I'm just giving him cards essentially. So I didn't want to give him like all the crazy generic stuff, but kind of some extra stuff. I have other DD Crows, all this stuff. These are the commons. You could play Impermanence, you could play Nibiru, you could play other hand traps if you don't want to play these ones specifically. What is important though is that Veiler, Ash, and Ogre are all tuners, and they're less than 1,000 attacks. So if you open one of our Reborn extenders, even if you didn't draw, like even if you draw like a completely Scotch hand with nothing but hand traps and stuff, you could literally just go like normal Ash, Link Ash for Almirage, Reborn Ash with either a Succession or a Reborn, and that at least gets you to Halki Fibrax. And as you probably know, and a lot of people know at this point, just getting to Hulk right now means you can either get to Savage Arclight, which is just 2 Omni Negates, which is pretty solid off of just that, or you can get to like the what is it? True King of all calamities and like a draw or whatever. It's like that's the other combo. I'm playing the savage stuff, not the calamity stuff. You could totally just swap those out. Like as long as you swap out the correct combo pieces that you would need to get to that, instead of what I play to get to savage and arcalate, totally go for it. That's up to you. I'm teaching a new player, so I figure I might as well teach him with like generic negates like that out the bat instead of like those weird floodgate effects that like calamities has. So it was a little simpler for me. But do you, of course. Then we get to the spells. Start off with 3 Called by the Grave and the Frozen Rose. This is just lets you play through hand traps. That's all it is. It's a combo deck. Like if you can stop a Veiler or an Ash on your Hulk, like you probably just like are going to set up your board and win the duel. Frozen Rose, another pretty cool card here. It's really not that good in this version. I think there are versions where this could be really good, and I saw a really cool combo that I might try and mess around with if I edit the deck from here. But for now, I'm on the Frozen Rose just because it's free. Like if you synchro off the Red Dragon, it gets you the Frozen Rose completely free. So it's that, but I keep drawing it, so it's kind of annoying, but whatever. Then for the extenders, all the rest are just extenders. 1 Monster Reborn, 2 World Legacy Succession. Really good, just like lets you play through like a hand trap or whatever if they try and like hit something. Like if they hit like one of my favorite things to do is if they Veiler or Impermanence the Lone Fire Blossom, you can just link it for Almirage and then reborn it and then do it again, and then like you literally get the same combo, but took 1 more card out of your hand and your opponent is out 1 card in the hand as well. So really nice there. Foolish Burial, this is either sending like your Jet Synchron or your Spore. Just an extender, gets you an extra body or a tuner. 1 copy of Emergency Teleport, again, just gives you a body that's also a tuner, so it helps you extend into Hulk at all costs. 1 copy of 1-for-1. This, again, gets you to a tuner. We've got Spore and Jet Synchron, and technically Veiler as well, you know, if you don't have anything else, if you don't have those 2 in the deck anymore, but still, just a nice extender. And then the Instant Fusion, this card is your target off of Darlingtonia Cobra. That'll show you how that whole play works at the end. There, so pretty cool. That's it for the main deck. Like pretty much the idea is I wanted consistency while also having the ability to go second with the 10 hand traps, and like the hand traps can work with an extender to make you Halky Fibrax, and then extenders to help you play through certain disruptions. So that was the basis of my deck, aiming for consistency at all costs, because if you can at least get to Hulk, you can at least get to 2 Omni Negates. So that was like what I was thinking there, and then hopefully like if you draw a better hand, if you draw one of the better hands or the better plays, you can end on something a little more substantial. But yeah. Okay, before I go into the extract, I just wanted to mention, guys, this was a really tough deck for me to build. One, with the lack of resources online, I really struggled to like figure this out, and I'm happy where I am right now. I'm happy where I've gotten to, but I definitely think there are edits to the deck that can definitely make it better. But I'm still trying my best to maintain it as a Rose Dragon deck, make it still feel as like a Rose Dragon / like plant deck. And you'll kind of see that in the combo. But yeah, as far as I'm saying here, just definitely let me know your thoughts down below. If you have any suggestions here, if you're a little more well-versed in this deck, or know Hulk combos better than me. This is my first attempt at a deck that plays Hulk combos. So like, just throw down some suggestions down below. Let me know what you think I can do to like change things up, but still maintain it as a Rose Dragon deck. That would be awesome. Thank you. And then we'll get into the extra deck here. We're on 1 copy of Almirage, 1 copy of Linkross. Linkross is a part of, you know, basic like the cool combo we'll show you, and then Almirage, like I showed you before, is like just a cool like extender piece, sort of like make certain hands work. The 1 copy of Crossroads, really cool, really unique disruption this card gives you, so they're really cool there. 2 copies of Hulk. I only have 1 at the moment, but yeah, I would play 2 just because like if 1 gets stopped, you probably just try and like hand trap your opponent on their turn, and then on the next turn you try and go your combo again and see if you can get it. So I think 2 is probably right. 1 copy of Unicorn, just generic removal, you know, mid-range game states, you're just trying to get a big threat off the field, anything. And then the 1 Mecha Finn, Beast of Rorodon, just part of like generic Hulk plays, nothing crazy there. And the only other link I play is Boral Sword. Mike still has my Boral Sword, so yeah, but it's Boral Sword, just helps you kill when you need to. And then we get to the synchros. This is Martial Metal Marcher. I ordered this like over a week and a half ago. I still have yet to get it, so I might have to check on that soon. But yeah, Martial Metal Marcher, really great extender, and I'll show you in the combo where he comes up. Herald of the Arclight, obviously. Black Rose Dragon and Black Rose Moonlight, because sometimes one is better than the other, and you just gotta it's nice to have both for whichever one. But most of the time, we're actually going into Moonlight more often, so that's kind of weird, but cool. And then the Borreload Savage Dragon as well for his, negate ability. Like I said before, if you wanted to play the Calamity stuff, I believe you can still do that just as easy here. You just have to swap the stuff you have here for like the requisite cards you'd need for that. So I guess that'd be like Coral Dragon. I think you'd play the Garden Rose Maiden for that combo as well. Archosaur, what's his name? The new alligator guy. Yeah. And then for the instant fusion targets, I'm on the one Sea Monster Theseus for your tuner off of that. We'll show you that in a sec. And then the Thousand Eyes Restrict. Just if you're going second, it makes that card better. We're already playing 10 hand traps, but other than that, we have nothing in the deck that's actually good going second. Like this archetype in general is not great going second. You can play through one disruption, but two or more, and it gets really tough. But this could be a card. This gives you like the versatility with instant fusion to be able to play through more stuff going second. So that is pretty much it for the deck here, guys. Like I said before, let me know your suggestions down below on like how you think I could edit this deck in any way, but I'm going to show you the quick combo. I know it's a little bit zoomed in, but I think it should be fine. I'm also doing this upside down, so bear with me as I try and get through this, because I just want to show you guys the combo. It's not really that crazy. So the combo is opening either Orphis Scorpio or Lone Fire Blossom with any extender. So for this example, I'm just going to use Spore as the discard off of this, because it's simple and it'll make it easy. So alright, you're going to start by normal summoning your Orphis Scorpio. His effect will trigger to send the Spore to the graveyard, which is over here. Kind of hidden, but it's over here, to get you a special of your Darlingtonia Cobra from the deck. So we'll special Darlingtonia Cobra. You want him off to the side if you can. Just push him to the side and you'll do the rest of your stuff on the other side of the board. Darlingtonia Cobra will trigger to add you your instant fusion. We will immediately activate our instant fusion to special summon our Sea Monster Theseus to the field, because he is a tuner, and that's very important to us here. From here, we're going to take our Orphis Scorpio and our Theseus into our Halki Fibrax, because that's how things work in 2020, is if you're not using Halk, you're probably not using it right. Halk's going to trigger to special summon here, getting you your Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion. Because in this combo you don't even need Jet Synchron at all, so if you draw him it doesn't matter at all. So there's our O-Lion. Next up we're going to link our Halki Fibrax off for the Link Cross. Let me grab some tokens from back here. Close enough. These will be our two tokens off of the Link Cross. They'll be both level 1. From here we're going to synchro our O-Lion with one of the level 1 tokens to get us our Martial Metal Marcher. Just pretend that's him for the moment. And then we're going to have some chain links, so we can just do, because the Marcher's probably more important, we'll just do chain link 1 Marcher, chain link 2 O-Lion. O-Lion will get us a level 3 token, while Marcher is actually not going to reborn the O-Lion, but actually going to reborn the Theseus, because his level is a little more favorable for this combo in particular. So from here, we've got a ton of monsters on the field. From here, we can take our Theseus and our O-Lion token. That's level 3, right? That's why Theseus is so clean here, because he's level 5. So 5 and 3, obviously, that's going to go right into our Savage. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And then obviously on the Savage summon, we're going to use his effect to get us a quick equip from our grave, grabbing the Crystron Halki Fibrax, which is pretty nice. Actually, we'll just put him there so that makes more sense. From here, we'll take our Marcher and our other level 1 token that we've had there for a minute into our Herald of the Arclight. We'll just put him, I'm just going to put him here so he's a little more visible, but you could put him anywhere else. Honestly, I would try and put him like this so that they're just not like, I don't know, relinquished anima type stuff, like small plays that would just be like annoying and like catch you off guard. And then last thing here is like, I want to link these off, but I want to maintain a plant on the field to make Crossroads Dragon live. So what I'm going to do is we're going to use that Spore we discard, or whatever extender you had at any point, to just put one more body on the board. So we're going to banish our Orphis Scorpio from the graveyard to summon itself. It'll actually become a level 4, which is really interesting, because if you wanted, you could totally just play like, what's it called? Dawn Dragster. And literally just like synchro these into a Dawn Dragster, and then like I'm gonna negate Spell and Trap Negate, which is still actually like pretty good. But I think for the purposes of this video, and because it's a Rose Dragon deck profile, I think I actually like this better. I think I like this better in general. We're just gonna link the Spore and the Link Cross off for our Crossroads Dragon, making it live as well, because we do maintain our plant monster on the field with it. So not the craziest combo, and it's honestly not that far off from like regular Hulk combos. But the main idea here is you've got an Omni Negate and Boral Savage. That's 3750. You've got the Omni Negate and the Floodgate effect of Herald of the Arclight. And you have the Crossroads Dragon, which can either jump you into either the Black Rose or the Black Rose Moonlight during your opponent's turn. I think almost every time you use Crossroads Dragon in these types of situations, it's going to be Moonlight, because you're just going to want to bounce a special summon monster, because like Savage negates, but it doesn't destroy, so they still could keep monsters on the field and try to keep link climbing. But then if you hit them with this, like usually that's enough to like stop them in conjunction with the other two. So that's really cool. And then like obviously Black Rose can come up in other situations, but like you don't usually want to wipe your own board like that. But it is still available if, like, you know, worse comes to worse and you have to. So that's the main idea there. That's the cool combo there that I came up with. Of course, this is coming from a player that is not a specialized combo player. I really do not consider myself a combo player at all, but I didn't really see any combos like this, but I kind of just went with this off of the, you know, basic, you know, Hulk plays, but I thought it was cool. I hope you guys think it's cool too. Of course, I've said it so many times during this video, I am super early into building this deck. I'm really trying to get it as good as I can get it, and space is pretty tight in the X deck. I know I could easily just drop like the Thousand Eyes if I wanted, and there's some easy stuff there, but I'm really trying to optimize this deck if I can, but still maintain the Rose Dragon core of it if I can as well. So definitely let me know in the comment section down below what you think I can do to this deck to you know, maybe just adjust it, tweak it, or even make big changes. Whatever it is, I'm definitely open to suggestions. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And of course, as always, subscribe if you want to see more deck profiles from me, because I got plenty coming, especially as new sets come once we get to the end of next month. So really excited. About a month away from getting like even a ton more deck profiles that way. So stick with me there, guys. I thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.